Hey, weirdos. I'm Elena.
I'm Ash.
And this is Morbid.
It's Morbid. We're ourselves again, honey.
I don't know why we went there, but
It felt right.
we tried a transatlantic thing, I think, almost.
It's like when we did the bob-haired bandit, and
Yeah.
I tried so hard to be transatlanticism, and I just wasn't.
Transatlanticism.
You know, Death Cab for Cutie. We did a whole thing.
Yeah. You know what? Before TikTok goes away, we might as well start with just nonsense.
Insert a wah,
yeah.
wah, wah.
Before TikTok goes away, there's this comedian on there. Her name is Carissa. And I want to find her full name, Carissa. Her whole act is she's like this, something darling is her name.
I love
and she
that.
does this, like, she does crowd work in a transatlantic accent in full, like, gown.
Oh,
and
I'm
she's
into
just like,
that.
"What's your name, darling?" Like, it's just
Oh,
like,
that
it's-
was
yeah,
really
it's,
good.
and she does the whole act like that.
That was good.
And she's fucking hilarious. So
So, Carissa.
go find her.
Go find her and find out where she goes.
I'm going to find her on there while we continue so I can shout her out.
I'm not fully convinced that TikTok's going anywhere.
I don't think anybody really is.
Yeah.
But,
And if it
here we
is,
are.
like, I'll be like a little bit sad for probably like 2 days, and then I'll be like, wow, look at all this stuff I completed in my free time.
Yeah,
Because
right?
it eats up a lot of my time.
It's true. So I don't think it's that bad of a thing in that scenario, but
No, but I do feel bad for like creators who have made like a living on there and
well, that's
everything.
the thing. It's been around for how many years, and it's like when you've
Yeah.
made a living off of this,
It's like your actual job.
yeah.
Like our girl Isabel.
oh, our girl Isabel.
Well, I don't know what I'm gonna do without Isabel's
Isabel,
videos.
Annalie,
Annalie.
Tyler,
Michaela.
Ghost Honey, Michaela.
What am I gonna do when I can't go to
What?
Pato?
Like we got the
I'm gonna be so sad when I can't go to Pato.
It's Carissa Hendricks, by the way. Carissa Hendricks.
Let me see.
Go find her. She's
I
hilarious.
haven't seen her stuff. I now want to.
She's got a great.
What's your name?
What's your name?
Max.
And
She's
she
so
just
pretty.
she just like roasts people like
Oh.
in the but in like the most classy way.
That's my dream job.
I love her.
We kind of
So,
do that actually.
She's really funny. So just go find her anywhere. I don't know.
Find that girl.
Find that girl, Carissa Hendricks.
All right.
But yeah, I don't know. We just went with a 20s theme today.
Yeah, it just kind of. I don't even know whose idea this was. Maybe it was Mike. Mikey, was this your idea?
You mentioned it during the Bob Hair Bandit, I think.
Boom! There it is.
There it is.
It was
Boom,
our
there
idea.
it is.
Speaking of like actual regular episodes, this is an actual episode, but it's listener tales. So we are going to put out Rodney Alcala part 2 on Monday. If you're watching this, it's probably like Thursday or like this came out on a Thursday. So we just wanted to have like a little breather after part 1.
Quick little palate cleanser.
Yeah, we're going to get into some gnarly shit in parts 2 and 3.
Yeah.
So this is like your little send off into that,
Yeah.
which is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We love it.
Yeah, I picked the tales today. There's like sort of a theme, I guess.
I feel like there's a theme, but without a theme.
Yeah, I
The
did
vibes
like,
are right.
I looked for like, I searched the word Gatsby. I searched the creepy doll
Yeah, that
and
fits.
speakeasy.
I like that.
Yeah, all things that, felt like
They all
of
make
the
sense.
time.
And even if they're not, it makes sense.
Yeah, also
know?
I want to wear these gloves every day.
As you should. Also, I had something really cool happen before this, and
She's
I'm
not
having
okay.
trouble concentrating, and I can't say what it is yet. But it's awesome.
It's really cool.
I just had to say that.
And we can't say too much because I feel I give things away so easily.
Yeah.
Like with my face and
Yeah.
like even like I'll say one thing and people are like, I know exactly what you're saying. And I'm like, I was really trying to be trying to be undercover there.
Try to be coy.
I could
you know?
never be a narc.
No.
Or well, I guess maybe
you
maybe I'd be a good narc.
You just wouldn't be a good undercover. Like, you
Anything?
couldn't be like an informant.
No.
No.
Oh my god.
No.
I think about that all like when we no, I
I think about that a
I
lot.
think about that a lot. When we do like cases where somebody wears a wire, I'm like, I could never. First
Yeah.
of all, like my IBS I would just shit myself instantly.
My IBS could never.
My IBS could not handle that. And neither could my delicate psyche. Cause we're one step away from a full break.
I just laugh anytime I'm feeling any type of
Yeah.
way, I start laughing or smiling.
Remember?
So I'd be so shitty.
Remember the time that I won't say who it is, but remember the time we had to go to a funeral together and we
Yes.
couldn't stop laughing?
Because I just can't handle emotions.
No, nothing was funny.
No,
It was actually
nothing's
very
funny.
sad. But we were
Yeah.
sat together in a church pew, if you can fucking picture that. And we just couldn't stop laughing.
Couldn't.
And my grandpa gave a eulogy, and it was so Boston.
It's
He was
true.
like,
It was super
"The
Boston,
great guy,
Ted.
you know,
Great guy.
We were like, oh god,
The greatest of guys.
you know, I freaking loved that guy.
But it's yeah, I can't. Anytime to process an emotion, I laugh or smile.
Yeah, I
it's,
do that
it's really
too.
and I often have to say, I'm not finding this funny. I am upset. Like
Yeah.
I have to tell people like I'm upset, I promise.
Yeah, that's your tism too.
It is. It's very much it's part of that.
It is.
And so it's just so this is the only way I know how to process anything. So I'm just gonna like maniacally laugh for
Okay.
which this is a good thing.
Yeah.
So, it makes sense.
Do you want to go first? Do you think that will be helpful? Or
Yeah,
do
I'll
you
go
wanna
first.
Okay,
I'll
I think that sounds good.
Dive in. Because
Oh.
I'm so happy.
Oh, gee, Morbid. She's about to dive in, everybody.
I'm about
To dive in.
There it is.
Oh,
That was really good.
Alicia?
That was good. Is she here?
Hello?
This is we need like a little like seance table in front of us, which I feel like we're dressed for.
Oh, yeah, you're
table
actually...
tipping?
I feel like something about the green is giving very Madame Leota.
Oh, I love that.
Is it Leona or Leota?
It's whatever you want it to be.
Thank you.
This is your show.
I think it's
It can be what you
like
want
Trixie
it
and
to be.
Katya say, and not yours.
Exactly. So you can make it whatever you want.
I wish we took that tagline.
I know.
Like, I
that's a
wish we
great-
thought of it.
That's a great tag.
they're better
Like
than
I wish
us.
we stole that.
I
From
wish
them.
we could steal it. No, I love them.
So should I do the time a ghost shoved peaches up my nose?
Yeah, that one's really funny, actually.
Just nose. I said nosed. I'm not really sure.
I didn't even hear that you said those. You say whatever you want to say.
I will because it's my show.
And not yours. Just kidding.
Hi there, spooky gals.
Hi.
My name is Jessie. Okay, I was making sure I could use it. I can use it. I don't
Use
mind
it.
if you use it. I appreciate you ladies and whatnot. I would say all the mushy stuff, but I'm not good at that.
Neither
Girl.
is this one.
Me neither.
I'm the
Just saying
mushiest,
that.
gushiest. So I'll just say, you love us.
You love us.
And we love you.
In fact, I had to say something really mushy to John the other night.
You did?
I had like a moment. You know how you get that moment of feeling like
Overwhelmingly
like,
appreciative.
yeah, like you're just like, wow, you're so lovely.
Yeah.
And I get to hang with you forever.
Yeah.
And so I had all these like weird like emotions about it, and he happened
Aw.
to be upstairs doing something, so I texted him and I
Aw.
literally said, I don't know how to do this in person, so deal with it. And he was like, that first part of the text had me dying.
Also, 18 years into marriage, I don't really know how to tell you how much I love you, so deal with
so
it.
deal with it. I'm gonna text it to you. But he was like, he literally was like, I'm dying.
You're unreal. Sorry, I had a
But I
little
told
piece
him.
of hair, and like just like one piece of hair.
Oh, that happens to me a lot.
There it is. I got it.
So it says insert bunches of mush here. LOL. Honestly, that's essentially what I did to John the
I
other
love
night.
that you did.
You guys are the best and get what I mean. I do. I love you. I appreciate you. I respect you. I previously sent this tale in, but after rereading it, due to my BFF Alyssa, you can use her name. Thank you, because I used it. Who also loves Morbid, by the way. Thank you, Alyssa.
Alyssa
Told me I severely spelled Ottoman wrong.
I mean, that happens.
I would have done that too.
I don't spell things
Yeah.
correct.
I realized that in an effort to stay on topic and not get distracted a million times like I tend to do, that my tale was actually pretty short and needed more zest.
Oh, I love zest.
We love zest,
Give me the
darling.
zest.
We're going for the zest.
zest.
However, if you want a quick one, then feel free to use the original version. I'm not picky. I want this one. Yeehaw. Let's get into it. I'm from Florida, hence my yeehaw. I was wondering.
Yeehaw!
Anywho, I'm a full-time dog nanny. That's awesome.
Another dream job. That
That's
I
a
could
fucking great
That I
job.
could handle.
Yeah, I could do that.
My IBS could definitely take that.
And they said, yes, you could call it a pet sitter, but dog nanny sounds way cooler.
I like dog nanny.
I agree. Dog nanny.
Yeah.
A nanny for dogs.
Yeah.
For context, back in the day, I used to groom dogs full time and give them snazzy haircuts.
I love that.
Shout out to Ash. I know it's not the same, but still, we were both some sort of hairstylist.
It's also probably better because dogs can't talk.
Yeah, and you got to make those dogs look fresh. So it makes sense.
One thing I'm gonna miss about TikTok is watching dog grooming videos.
Yes.
When they make them
Absolutely.
look like little teddy bears.
Little teddy bears.
Little teddy bears, and they put the little bows on
Oh,
their
I
hair.
love it.
I love that.
Back then, I didn't dog nanny much since I was focused on being a dog barber, but there was a family with 2 dogs that I have always made time to nanny for, and I have claimed the dogs as my own since then.
I would do that too.
I visit them 3 to 5 times a week. I'd like to think if the doggies were to become parentless for whatever reason, that they would come live with me over anyone else in the family. I love how dark that thought is.
If their entire family died, I feel like I would get custody of them.
I feel like if for some reason their parents just weren't here anymore, that I would get those dogs.
if they just like vanished off the entire earth.
I love your mind.
Yeah,
love
it's
it.
good.
I've had dogs written to me in people's wills.
That's like high praise.
That's the highest of praise. Like, truly.
Are you leaving me your dogs?
Damn.
You gotta.
I mean, I trust you with them for sure, but I wouldn't want to disrupt your cats.
I
That's
know.
because I care about those cats.
Yeah, thank you. I care about those dogs.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out later.
We'll figure it out.
Off camera.
That's cool.
She's
Let's
not going
hope-
anywhere.
Yeah, let's hope they stay alive because while I want all the dogs in the world, I already have 2 amazing fur babies of my own. And if I end up with more, I may need to get a bigger house.
Yeah.
Well, alrighty. For the first few years, the family mentioned above lived in a beautiful, safe-feeling house. Well, not anymore.
Uh-oh.
Last year they moved. The pet parent, as I like to call it, had mentioned that her mother, who previously owned the home, left behind some antique items such as vintage mirrors, figurines, and the scariest dolls you have ever seen, all throughout the house. Plus, the house is covered in old-timey wallpaper, which isn't super relevant other than the spooky ooky vibes.
I love, which isn't super relevant.
But spooky ooky.
I love like vintagey wallpaper. In
Oh,
fact,
me
there's
too.
a wallpaper man at my house right now figuring out how much wallpaper I need to order.
Which is really badass.
I'm so excited.
It makes me want to
I'm
wallpaper
going to order
things.
so much wallpaper.
I love that. Flash forward to the first time I had a slumber party with the dogs there. There was a double closet in the room I was staying in. I was hearing sounds from one side of the closet throughout the night, kind of like a tapping or soft banging noise.
No.
I'm a scaredy cat in general, so this was a huge nope for me.
Yeah.
I opened that side of the closet only to find creepy dolls in rocking chairs. Specifically, doll-sized rocking chairs.
You said in rocking chairs or and rocking chairs?
In rocking chairs.
I just pictured like dolls on one side, multiple rocking chairs on the other.
And these are dolls in their doll-sized rocking chairs.
No.
Just tiny rocking chairs.
Ready? I'm going to
dolls
look at
in them.
every camera and say no. No, no, no. That's not even my camera, but I'm going to look at it and say no.
Not up in here.
No. It reminds me of Ma. I love that
Yeah.
bitch. I love that bitch
I
so
too
much.
love that bitch.
But at home in one of our hallways, Ma had, I'm not shitting your dicks, guys. She had 3 like big, like three-story cases
Yeah.
of dolls.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, when you're like sneaking home at night after like a little, the dolls, you sneak home at night fully sober. You walk up the stairs in the daytime at that house fully sober. They're going to eat you.
The dolls.
They're coming at you. They're staring at
She
you.
loves the dolls.
Oh, and I had to walk past every case to get to my room.
I think that's why. So obviously I grew up in that house.
Yeah.
And I grew up with those dolls.
Yeah, that's your mom.
I am not freaked out by dolls. And I think it's because I spent my entire formative years being exposed to those dolls being in my life at all times.
I spent a lot of time being exposed to those dolls too, and I
don't know.
hate them.
I mean, I don't know what it did because I think I'm just so used to them. I was used to her getting dolls for different like holidays. I think there's a puppy crying.
There is a puppy crying.
She wants to say hello.
She said, "You're talking about dogs, and I'm a dog."
Hello. That's definitely a Blanche.
That's definitely
That's a
Blanche.
Blanche.
She said, "I like the 1920s.
My name's Blanche.
Can I wear a dress?"
But yeah, I'm not freaked out by dolls. Like dolls don't freak me out in general. Like obviously a scary doll, like a fucking Annabelle or something like that, is gonna give me like the willies. But like
Yeah,
dolls in general, I'm just gonna like okay.
the word doll is losing all meaning.
Doll.
Doll. Now I'm just thinking rural doll.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't like dolls.
What a journey that went on.
That's the inside of my brain for you.
Now I'm thinking roll doll. And you know what? James and the Giant Peach. Peaches.
Peaches.
James
But
and the Giant Peach is roll doll, right?
I thought you
Right?
said James and the Giant Peach is a real doll, right? And I said,
No,
did
it's
you
roll
see
doll,
did you
right?
see the math going on? Yeah, it's real doll.
Yeah, we're here.
Yeah,
We're
no,
here.
it is. We're here. And
We're here with you.
We're here and we're getting
It
back into
all-
the story.
Yeah, it connects. It connects.
Wait.
With Peach is here.
At first, though, again, I misunderstood you. We're not getting
Love
back
that.
into it.
No.
I thought you said roll call.
Roll call. Mikey.
I'm
Present.
still big red.
Yes! All right, here we
love
are.
it.
After that, the closet kept opening by itself overnight. Hate
No.
that. I would go to sleep only to wake up with it being open and seeing the creepy dolls staring into my mother freaking soul. Eek. My sister, who doesn't believe in ghosts, told me to compliment the dolls and ask them to chill, which
I think she
did.
believes in ghosts then.
She does, because she's like, you better make
She
friends
said
with
be
them.
nice to them so they don't eat your soul.
She said, which I did. I told them they were very pretty, but were freaking me out. Not sure if it helped, though, or if you're supposed to talk to spooky dolls in general. Oops. After this, it went on for days, to the point that I needed my boyfriend, a complete skeptic, to come stay with me out of fear. He didn't believe any of it. The closet had those accordion-type doors that scrunch open. He put an ottoman, I like that, whatever one,
However you spell it.
footrest thingy. I sure don't know how to spell it and still can't figure it out. Alyssa thought I was trying to spell abdomen.
Abdomen. That's what I thought when I first read this
Yeah.
tale. I think it's Ottoman.
That's what I thought.
Because I think it's Ottoman.
Or is that like Ottoman Empire?
Who's that?
That's like the
Who the fuck is whose empire? Which one?
the Ottoman Empire.
When was that?
I can't tell. I will claim ignorance
We're not
on
gonna
that. I
Google
don't
it.
know what time
I'll
period it
Google
was.
The Ottoman Empire was an absolute and constitutional monarchy that
Yeah.
ruled over a large area of. Oh, I remember this.
It's in like the very low numbers.
Yeah. The 14th.
time.
Well, the 14th century to the early
Yeah.
20th century, though.
Oh, I don't know a
Oh.
lot about it. I will not claim to.
It's also known as the Turkish Empire. I've heard of
There
that.
you go.
Okay.
See, you know,
This is all ringing a bell.
learning new things.
You know what's actually insane? I took honors history. Boom.
Boom.
All right. Sorry. We are
Um,
interrupting you a lot.
All right, so he put an ottoman, not the empire, but the footrest thingy, in front of the closet, so I would feel safe and would know that the closet wouldn't be able to open.
Well, there you go.
Joke's on him, because the next morning, the other side of the closet was open.
Oh.
He asked if I had done it, to which I said, no, no, sir.
No, boyfriend.
No, sir. I told you this place was spooky.
It's spooky.
My goodness. Honestly, I'm glad he got spooked out, because now he believes me.
Oh, that's good.
After that, I hadn't stayed in the house until a month ago. This time I was offered to stay in a different bedroom, to which I gladly accepted.
Yes, please.
There were no creepy dolls, but a few odd things. There was an exterior house light right outside the window that would turn on and off throughout the night. I figured it was a sensor issue, or at least that's what I tried to convince myself. The bathroom would randomly make weird noises, like weird gurgle noises that sounded like they were coming from the ceiling.
That's the ghost of me.
Just gurgling up in the ceiling.
Yes.
That was me a second ago.
Yeah, did you guys hear
Yeah, my
that?
stomach was like...
We gotta I don't even know if we'll need to, but we need to see if we can amplify
Yeah,
that.
because I'm hungry.
Me too.
Maybe just another house issue. The flipping wall made weird banging noises off and on too, but I had to pretend it was all just a coincidence anyways, because duh, it's better to avoid problems.
It really is.
But then throughout the night, and only at nighttime, I would get an aggressive smell of peach in my nose.
That's nice.
That is
I'll
really
take that.
nice.
At first, when I was reading it, I thought you were gonna say pee.
Just yeah, pee wouldn't be great. Like urine,
Urine.
but peaches?
Peaches, I'll
I'm
take.
into it.
Yeah.
Not like an aroma in the room, but like all the way up my nose. How rude.
That is a little bit rude.
It was as if somebody actually shoved an entire ripe peach up my nostril. No thanks, ghosty.
Maybe the dogs were farting and whoever in the afterlife felt bad and they were like, you shouldn't smell bad because you're so sweet and you take care of these dogs.
And I said, here's some peaches.
Take some peaches.
Millions of peaches.
Yeah.
Peaches for free.
Up in your nose.
I searched for outlets with air fresheners and didn't find anything. It kept occurring the whole stay, only at random creepy times at night. At this point, I decided there was only one logical option. I had to accept that the ghost really wanted me to know that they smelled good, because what else am I going to do?
Yeah.
I'm stuck here for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I told the ghostie that I was just there to take care of the pups and asked it to chillax a little so that we could be, buddies.
Fair.
Not sure that helped either, since those occurrences kept happening over the 2 weeks. It's safe to say that I was a little bit sleep deprived, but Peach Ghostie never harmed me, so we're on good terms now.
Yeah, I would say so.
Anyways, I've avoided the creepy dolls at all costs since, like I said, I befriended my peachy ghost friend. Maybe. I'm spending another week at the house now, so maybe I'll have more ghostly encounters.
Ooh, do
Keep it
tell.
weird, but not so weird that ghosts shove very fragrant peaches up your nose. Attaching pictures of the cute puppies just for fun below, as well as scary dolls. Also, going to add my personal fur babies because I love them so much. I could just melt. Thanks for everything. You guys really are the best.
So are you.
I love you.
Oh.
Those are scary
The
dolls.
dolls.
Also, that scary ship captain doll is a little much. Oh, your Puppertons.
Wait, I need to look at this.
Look at them.
Oh, one of them is literally smiling.
Oh,
Shut
I
up.
love them. Oh, God, I love Puppertons.
Wait, I want to see the cat. What the fuck?
I love Puppertons.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't like the captain. It's like a ship captain statue.
Yeah, I don't know about that dog.
Jesse, I love it. I love you. I love Alyssa. I love Ottomans.
I love it all.
Look at this. Look at this.
Look at this.
We're in orbit.
All right. We're in orbit. She's not okay.
I'm
right.
not okay.
I'm going to read Listener Tale. Was my dog possessed?
Yes.
Maybe the theme is dogs.
The answer is yes. The theme is fur babies.
I literally picked this listener tale because you are so gorge and so is your partner and so are your dogs. I showed it to you already.
Oh, that picture? Yeah.
That's literally, I was like, wow.
And I was like, pick that.
And then I said, I want to look like you in my next life.
It's true. She did.
All right. So
She
this
did say
listener
that.
tale, I think I can say your name. It says, it's Hot Mess Pooches. And it says, hey ladies, I fucking love y'all.
I fucking love you.
This is long as fuck. Some of it's ADHD ramble, but oh well.
Cool.
We just did that for about 42 minutes on
Yeah.
tale number 1.
And you're still here.
I did the double space large font putafa because I'm old and did not wear my glasses while typing this
for
because
you.
that would have been the smart thing to do. I've attached a story about the time I think my dog was possessed with a side story about how my uncle was not the Circleville letter writer and
Whoa.
how I almost got married in the Rampart Street murder house. My life is fucking weird. Feel free
Whoa.
to use my first name. My last name may sound familiar. And the first name is Natalie. Natalie.
Oh, there it is. I was like, I literally went like this, waiting. I was like, do it.
I like, what's the, oh, is it Sue-Ann?
Joanne.
Joanne. That's my favorite when she does. Joanne. Hold on, now I need water. Joanne. All right. My name is Natalie. Feel free to use my name and any other names in my story.
Will do, Natalie.
Will do, Natalie. I don't remember exactly when I started listening to you because what the fuck is time anymore? But I will say,
Agreed.
you two have kept me company as I transported rescue dogs
Oh.
all over the country for the last few years.
Oh my goodness.
Your podcast has helped me keep my eyes peeled as I travel thousands of miles, often only accompanied by dogs. You two have taught me a ton of lessons that have probably saved my ass, fresh airs for dead people,
Hell yeah.
and have helped validate my true disdain for humans.
I love that.
That's what we're here for.
That is what we're here for.
I've been meaning
People
to...
are gonna people, and you should know that.
Yeah. Sometimes they people good. Most of the
true.
time they people bad.
They people good, so they people bad.
And that's why we disdain them.
exactly.
I like using disdain as a verb.
Disdain.
Yeah.
I like it.
All right. I've been meaning to write for a while, but as the director of a non-profit dog rescue,
Bitch, can you get any cooler?
I hope you mention what it is because I'll say it.
Yeah.
Anytime I would sit down and start typing, I would give into exhaustion and find myself falling asleep at my keyboard.
I understand that.
A recent car accident, I'm sorry, finally forced me to slow down and gave me the time to write. To tell you how long I've been trying to get a listener tale into you, the case I was going to write to you about originally was actually covered in 2022, episode 328,
Whoa.
The Circleville Letter Writer.
Oh,
That was one of my favorite episodes
that's
to
a
do.
wild one.
That's a really
Yeah.
interesting case. This case is what sparked my interest in true crime. Why, you may ask?
Why?
All right, I looked it up and I think it's Freshour. So Paul Freshour was my uncle. Some of my very first memories include visiting him in prison when I was just a youngin'.
Whoa.
When the Unsolved Mysteries episode about the case came out, my dad sat me down and we watched together. My family didn't talk about the case very often, but none of us believed that my Uncle Paul was capable of attempted murder. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
He ended up getting put away in prison
Yes.
for like 10 years.
Damn, and that's your uncle.
And I wasn't so sure about that either.
Yeah.
That he was actually the person.
Mm-hmm.
This man would have given you the shirt off his back and was the first to ask how my dogs were at my family gatherings. When he was found unresponsive in his car after the heart attack that eventually took his life, his trusty toy poodle Tommy was by his side.
Oh, Tommy.
Tommy, the toy poodle. I
Yeah.
love that. I want a poodle. My dad? What?
That was just like, felt like an intrusive thought. You were like, I want a poodle.
Kind of
My
was, I
dad.
think.
That's one of those like, must have poodle.
I need a poodle.
Named Tommy.
Oh my god. My dad was one of 7 children, and my
Whoa.
Uncle Paul was my favorite after my dad. I truly believe Karen Sue, his ex-wife, set him up. Paul served 10 years in prison to protect his son, who was roped into the setup by his mom. Yes, Paul was absolutely the kind of person who would give up his own freedom for those he loved. Unfortunately, Karen Sue passed away last month and has taken her secret to the grave. But that's not what this listener tale is about, so I'm going to give you a short backstory without rambling. But I'm not going to make any promises because ADHD.
I feel that.
I grew up going to my dad's house in Columbus, Ohio, and my mom's house just outside of Houston, Texas. For those of you who do not know, New Orleans is a mere 5 hours from Houston if your mom drives like a bat out of hell.
That's crazy.
I know, I didn't realize that.
Yeah. Geography.
I was going to say geography.
Geography.
Back in 2002. Back in 2002, I was a pretty angsty teen. Spoiler alert, I am now a full-fledged misanthropic elder goth and learned that my favorite musician lived close enough to talk my alcoholic mother into weekend trips to the Crescent City. She would drink and gamble while I would roam the streets with friends, hoping to run into the dark lord of industrial music himself. Do you know who that is?
Is it Trent Reznor?
He's Nin, right?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
Nin. I don't know. I'm just, the Dark Lord of industrial music just makes me think of Trent Reznor.
Yeah, I could see that.
But
Well,
am I right?
I don't think it ends up saying.
Oh.
The city immediately owned a piece of my soul. If you have never been to Nolans, it's not like any other city you will ever visit. I could go on and on about the food, the jazz, the drinks, the art, the history, the best bar down the alleyway you'll miss if you blink, the
Hell
tarot
yeah.
card readers in Jackson Square, or the speakeasy that the vampire sent you to
Ooh.
above the unassuming Bourbon Street bar. That sounds fucking awesome.
Yeah, it does.
It's almost like an alternate universe, and if you are sensitive, the energy will keep you coming back. It's like a drug if you're a weirdo who has never felt like you have had a home anywhere else.
Aw, I
was like,
love that.
Beautifully said, but made me sad.
That really is really. But you know what? You got Nolans.
Now you got Nolans. As an adult, I make any excuse to visit, and will often wrap up my dog transport trips with a stop in my favorite city to decompress.
Badass.
That is. One of the strangest sights I have ever seen was the French Quarter, late spring 2020. My boyfriend at the time had never been to New Orleans, and so I thought we would stop on our way back to Texas from the Midwest. It was a literal ghost town. Plenty of souls, but very few were living.
Ooh.
Love that.
I like that. You're like very poetic.
You are very poetic. We were able to walk through the middle of the street with our dogs as I gave him a tour of the quarter, passing by maybe 3 or 4 humans along the way. It was surreal, but the energy of the city I loved just wasn't there. A few months later, the city had started to open back up, so we decided to visit again. I wanted to show my now boyfriend the city I have obsessed over since I was a teen. We will call my ex Jeff, mostly because that's his name. And he will probably shit his pants if he hears y'all tell this story.
Hell yeah, Jeff.
I love mostly because that's his name.
That's a great reason to call him that.
It is. It's the perfect reason. We found an amazing deal on a dog-friendly historic hotel right in the French Quarter, so we decided to treat ourselves after another 2,000-mile trip moving dogs to homes and partner rescues Midwest. That's amazing. I know. I always travel with a few of my own personal dogs because I have separation anxiety.
Same.
So a long walk around the French Quarter was the first thing we did. This is where I mentioned that I'm also a professional dog trainer and behavior specialist.
Damn.
My dogs have traveled with me all over the country and are used to staying in hotels. After a long walk around the French Quarter, we checked into our hotel, unloaded our bags, and set up dog crates in our room. We made plans to have dinner and join a haunted history walking tour. Oh, I want to do that so bad.
That sounds, I want to do that right now.
Let's book a trip.
Let's go.
Jeff, his real name, and
Jeff.
I got the dogs settled and walked out the hotel room to head to dinner. I always wait outside the hotel room door to listen for my dogs to settle, but this evening that didn't happen. Atticus, I love that.
Atticus. I love
Atticus.
that.
Wait until you hear the next name. My most behaved deaf boy was scratching at the door, and his deaf adopted sister, Dita Von Fleas.
Atticus.
Are you serious?
And Dita Von Fleas.
Dita Von Fleas is the best dog name in the history of dog names.
Hands down.
Like, nobody else name your dog again.
That beats Kevin.
Way better than Kevin.
That beats Kevin.
Valentina!
Kevin! The best. Dita
Well,
Von Fleas.
but Dita Von Fleas was crying in her crate.
Oh no.
We figured they just hadn't had enough time out after a long trip and decided to take them to dinner and on the walking tour with
Aw.
us. I'm attaching a photo of myself with the 3 dogs who were with us on the trip. Lilith, Dita, and Atticus.
And Lilith.
Well, my tattoo's name is Lilith.
Shut
the
up.
Witch.
I love it.
Now, an evening of perusing the French Quarter in August may seem like a lot for most dogs, but these are young Dalmatians and they're fucking adorable.
Oh my
I
god,
added
they're
that part.
stupid cute.
They were literally bred for running miles upon miles. We had dinner outside next to Jackson Square, which is now full of artists, street performers, and psychics, but was once where the city held their executions.
Oh.
I scanned the square for my favorite tarot card reader, but I didn't see her. I'd been drawn to her several years prior because of the wolves on her altar cloths.
Oh, that's cool.
My readings would often end with a discussion about our dogs, and something she had said has stuck with me. Dogs with, I think it's heterochromia, I think,
It's the eye thing.
2 different
Yeah.
colored eyes, can see the living and the dead.
Oh, I fucking love that.
It for some reason it gives me like Game of Thrones White Walkers vibes.
Oh my, like dire wolves.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I fucking love that idea.
Yeah, specifically they can see the living with their dark eye and the dead with their
Ooh.
light eye, which I think is so fucking
I'm
cool.
obsessed with that idea.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Well, on this trip we didn't have any dogs with heterochromia, but Dita's eyes are both ice blue, and I wanted to see what she would say about that. Which that's probably like rare for a Dalmatian.
I would think so.
Usually they have dark eyes, right?
I think so.
Yeah. Please cut that out. So we finished our dinner and spent the rest of our evenings on a haunted history tour through the French Quarter. There were locations where the dogs seemed to be bothered by something, and they definitely tried pulling us across the street upon approaching the ALLLLL mansion. But otherwise, it was a normal long walk. We went back to the hotel and settled for the night as we were all finally exhausted. Then, at 3 a.m., Jeff woke me up, telling me he thinks Dita's having a seizure. I launch myself out of bed and see her crate rocking back and forth. He throws open the door and tries to grab her, and she sinks her teeth into his hand before shooting out of her crate and under the bedside table across the room.
Holy shit.
She was howling like I've never seen a dog howl before. I reached for her, and her teeth sank into my hand as she urinated. At this point, I'm sure everyone in the hotel has heard her howls despite trying to calm her. Her ice blue eyes locked in on the window curtains that went from the ceiling to the floor. She launched herself across the room one more time and attempted to climb up the curtains. She was in such a frenzy, I feared that she would hit the glass with such force that she would yeet herself out the window and down 3 stories to, I think, Decatur Street.
Holy shit.
After what seemed like a half hour, Dita finally exhausted herself and retreated back into her crate. Jeff and I thought for sure we would be asked to leave the hotel, but no knock came or call. The next morning when we checked out, no one mentioned a thing. Dita had never had an episode like this before, and 4 years later, she has not had another one like it, nor have I seen anything like it with any other dog. Was my dog possessed? Could she see the dead? Or is she just a nutty Dalmatian?
I'm going with possessed.
I think possessed.
Yeah.
Especially the fact that they were kind of like acting strange while you were on the walking tour
Yeah.
and like out of character. I tried doing research on the hotel we stayed at, but I didn't find anything particularly damning. The whole French Quarter is haunted if you ask me.
Yeah.
And if you don't believe in that sort of thing, there are plenty of vampires, witches, and voodoo practitioners who may tickle your fancy there instead.
That's so fucking cool.
Side note, many years ago I was engaged, like any good goth. I planned to get married in New Orleans.
Hell yeah.
I found a little museum on Rampart Street where we could have a small ceremony and celebration. My ex-fiance's mom was outraged when she found out that I had put the deposit down on the Rampart Street murder house, the Zach and Addie story.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I didn't realize I would have been getting dressed for my wedding in the same space where Zach had dismembered his girlfriend Addie before jumping to his death. I didn't make the connection.
Oh my God.
I didn't make the connection until after and during her outrage. 2 weeks prior to the wedding on Friday, October 13th, my father had a massive stroke causing us to call off the wedding. Long story short, had I gone through my wedding, I don't think I would be here today. I have absolute chills. I hadn't read that part earlier. I just read the dog part. Wow.
Whoa.
Wow.
Holy shit.
Some kind of an intervention happened.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there, but damn.
That's crazy. I'm glad that you're here.
Ooh, yeah.
And I'm sorry
glad
that you had
didn't
to
happen.
Glad that didn't happen, and I'm sorry that you had to endure what you did.
Yeah. Holy shit.
Whew. I'm adding a better pic of Dita Von Fleas and some more of my dogs, as well as a pic of the love of my life, Salem. That's who that is in the picture.
Stop.
And you guys together are absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, literally a work of art.
I picked the tail because I said I literally want to look like this woman in my next life.
She literally did.
Like art.
Yes. Like she did.
Hand to whoever.
Me honor. I'm not a scout, so.
I thought you were talking about like a judge or something. And I was like, I think it's your honor.
You were like, excuse me?
I was like, did you break?
What happened?
I'd understand it because
Did you break?
You're all excited and stuff. I thought you guys would appreciate that my future husband named himself after a sassy black cat, not
I'm
the town or the witch trials.
Obsessed. I'm obsessed.
Anywho, keep it weird. We will, and we know that you will.
That's fucking awesome.
Even like on an off day, she looks like this. Are you kidding me?
No,
Oh, I didn't mean to do that.
you're absurdly
Gorge.
beautiful and just like
Radiate
Yeah.
nice,
You're-
good energy.
you're a work of art.
And you and Salem are just like the cutest couple
Killing
I've
it.
ever seen in my
Like,
life.
Oh my god, you guys are just stupid
And
gorgeous.
the dogs. Wait, I gotta show you the
Stupid
picture
gorgeous.
of Dita. Where's Dita? Look at Dita!
Oh, Dita, look at her eyes.
I
She does
know.
have beautiful ice blue eyes.
They're like almost white.
Yeah.
They're so blue.
They're gorgeous.
crazy.
All right, let's see. Should I do Creepy Doll Listener Tale? Another one?
That's a good one.
So this one's called Creepy Doll Listener's Tale.
This one's so good.
Hi, weirdos. My name is Angelica. Yes, like the Rugrats, you can use my name. If you decide to pick this tale to read on the podcast, I will simply pass away. R.I.P.
Wow. That's like a normal thing to say to that, but like I feel like
damn.
we did the same inflection.
we
too.
did.
Get out of my head.
Damn, I've been a fan for about a year, and the first episodes I listened to were your Albert Fish ones.
What a way to start.
Babe, you stuck around after that?
Yeah,
Damn.
for real.
Damn, I almost left after that.
I tried, and they said you're
They
contracted.
said no. We both said, okay, that was it. I listened to it at the gym and was cackling at all your jokes so hard that my husband stopped his workout and wanted to know what I was listening to. When I told him this podcast about Albert Fish, he looked horrified.
He said, "Qua."
When I reassured him it was funny, not because of what he did, but because of your guys' absolute roast of this man,
We do be good at that.
he understood and became interested in the podcast. Side note, I'm not a huge true crime junkie since I already know how horrendous people can be, and it makes me sad. Same. Shout out to my fellow social workers. Oh, yeah, you definitely know how horrible people can be. But I did take a serial killers course in Creek Community College and learned a lot about them. It was interesting to say the least. However, I'm more impressed with y'all's interpretations and retellings. I've learned so much that I think I may have to scrub my brain clean and start fresh, but like in a good way, because I love you.
Yeah, I try to do that a lot too.
Yeah, I'll shut the fuck up now, but please know I absolutely adore you both, and thank you for always making me laugh and for keeping it weird. This year has been a rough one, and I'm only 25. And what year was this?
25 was one of my worst years.
Oh, it's 2024. So yeah, it was a shitty year.
yeah.
And I'm only 25. Seriously, if things keep on this trajectory, I'm not sure I'll make it very far.
You will.
Yeah, this is going to be a better year. Do things typically get better or worse? But for reals, listening to you guys helps distract me from the fuckery that is life. I am currently unemployed. Shout out to having a mentee bee. And writing this story has filled up a lot of my time. And for that, I am grateful for the opportunity, even if it is not selected. Wow. I
Oh,
just
girl,
fell
it's
all over that.
selected.
It
and
is
Elena
selected.
broke.
I literally broke while saying it.
She said selected.
Sorry for any typos.
Why did I laugh like that? Did you hear that? Neither of you reacted to that. I literally went, like, am I Dita Von Fleece? What the fuck? Mom? Not her. Never mind.
She's like an old man Muppet. I feel like an old man Muppet. Just
like Marley and Marley.
We're Marley and Marley. Woo! That's a banger.
Yeah, I didn't like the Muppets for a long
Confession
time. Come at me,
time.
bro.
I know, my mother-in-law.
Was really pissed about it, but we watched the
Muppet Christmas Carol.
I was so against watching.
I was so against watching it for a long time, but it's Drew's favorite movie, so I was like, I have to.
It's Michael
slaps.
Caine had no business going as hard as
Everyone
he goes
says
in that
And
movie.
he
is-
didn't.
He's top notch.
No, that's a
Yeah, no, that's a good
It's
movie.
fucking awesome.
I feel
Yeah,
remiss.
right? As you should.
Anyway, though, back to your story. 25 sucked
Yeah.
balls.
24
and 25 were fucking
tough.
shit. 26 got better because I got engaged. And then 27 and 28 have been fun. So I think the closer that... I think 25 is like a hard point in life because you're like in the middle. And I think friends get weird at
Yeah,
that
and I
point
think the
in
closer
time.
you get to 30, when you get into
Yeah.
your 30s, I feel like it starts being awesome.
Coasting.
Yeah, like I feel like the closer I got to 30, was like A plus.
You
and
figure
then I
it
had
out
my
more. I just
my
spit everywhere.
twins at 30. So it was like the beginning of like awesomeness, I think. Yeah.
I think the closer you get to like making your own family or like even like getting married or anything like that and like choosing your own space, it's
To me,
you
my
get happier.
20s are overrated. To
I
me,
think they
in
are
my
too.
opinion. Maybe your 20s are awesome, and like for that, you are lucky.
I mean, good for you. I haven't heard.
No, I've
anyone
heard
ever say
everybody be
that.
like, "Fuck my 20s."
I think your 20s are
They're
just like
learning.
a redo of your teens, but like with a little more
Yeah.
information. And then your 30s are like, wow, we gotta
We
reel
gotta
it
like
in.
overhaul this whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's gonna be
So
good.
attached is a double-spaced PDFA and Word document in Times New Roman size 14 font, documenting the time my dad found old dolls hidden inside of a wall. Damn. As in, to the windows, to the walls. I have attached photos as well for viewing pleasure. I'm breaking again. Sorry in advance if they give you the creeps. They seem to have that effect on people. I hope it's not too long and not too boring. Keep it weird. And maybe don't look at these photos after dark. Much love, Angelica.
Yeah. No, it brings viewing displeasure, but like in a fun way.
Also, the name of this listener tale is
That's why I picked it.
fucking top notch.
To the window.
To the walls.
To the wall.
To the sweat drip down my dolls.
My dolls.
It is to the windows, to the walls, to the sweat drip down my dolls. Love it. You're an icon.
Amazing.
A little background may be helpful before we get into the story. My father does home improvement and often has to demo houses. He gets to tear down walls, break shit, and have a good time doing it.
That would
I
also
literally
be a fun
paid
job.
to do that once.
Yeah,
Hell
it's called
yeah,
a raid
and I
room.
want to do it again. During this process, sometimes he gets lucky and finds treasures. Let me tell you, rich people love to throw away perfectly good shit all the time. We got a $3,000 like new stove for our home because said rich people wanted to throw it in a dumpster. Why the fuck are you throwing out a perfectly good fucking stove? Anyway, my dad has found some great things along the way and usually passes these things to me. He's given me books, CDs, records, antiques, and housewares. On one occasion, he brought home 10 trash bags full of vintage clothing, including one deceased woman's wedding dress and her mother's wedding dress from the 1920s.
Huh?
Was
That's
it
why I
mine?
picked this one.
It wasn't. I'm not from the 1920s. It's like thrifting, but I don't need to do any work or spend any money. Well, my dad has many interesting stories and has one of the most chaotic lives I know. This story is not really about him, although he would love it if it were. He would fill up an entire episode of Listener Tales just telling you about the past few years of his life. But alas, this is a story about the time my dad found a case of dolls inside of a wall. My dad was demoing a house somewhere in Baltimore. It had already been vacated. We know nothing of the previous owners. And the new owners had asked my dad to break down a few walls for a new project. Piece of cake. My dad does this all the time. As he's doing his thing, probably while listening to Bruce Springsteen, he could see something hiding inside the wall. My dad has seen a lot of shit in his day, but nothing like this. He starts to rip away the wall, and what he found shook him. It's a handmade case with a plexiglass front with some tiny, creepy-ass looking dolls inside. Each doll was zip-tied to a wooden board with holes in it
Why?
of attached photos.
Why?
She has attached photos.
Isn't that the scariest shit you've ever seen? Why are they're zip tied like
By the neck.
yeah. Isn't that the weirdest shit you ever saw?
I don't like it.
I don't love it.
And they're all different little creepy dolls.
Wait
Like
till
some of
you-
them are baby dolls.
Yeah, wait till you find out what they are.
I don't like these at all.
Spooky, ooky, ooky.
Holy shit, he just found that on a wall. Yeah, there's a lot going on there. I mean, they're kind of cute in a creepy way, right? No. Wrong. Obviously, when my dad found these little fuckers, he thought, what the fuck? My weird-ass daughter will love this shit.
That would be Papa's reaction. He would bring those to you.
100%. I sat in the living room with him as he recounted his tale. He was sure that they were haunted because why else were they buried in someone's wall?
That's the thing.
I thought they were a little creepy, but overall endearing. And I was more so curious of the origins of the dolls. Me too.
I'm curious of the origin. I
Yeah.
don't find them endearing though.
I also found it interesting they were zip-tied by their necks to the board. Same. To keep them there for viewing or to contain them from committing doll acts of evil? We will never know.
I think the latter.
Yeah, they've been zip-tied and secured behind the plexiglass for as long as I have had them, and I would be lying if I said I was not at least a little bit scared of the idea of releasing them from their habitat.
I don't
in
blame
fear
you.
that they maybe the case has been blessed or whatever, and opening it would unleash some little doll demons, just like in the movies, and I'm not about to be the dumb bitch who dies from her mistake. Good for you, man.
See?
If
You're
they
smart.
Right? If they do decide to one day become haunted, I like that they'll just be like dormant and then
Yeah.
they'll just become haunted someday.
They reserve that right.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Y'all will absolutely be the first to know if I am still alive to tell the tale.
Hell yeah, brother.
Thank you.
Hell yeah.
That's an honor.
Rozier.
That's an honor.
It is.
I also want to share that we moved recently and the movers refused to move them to our new home. They were a little creeped out by them.
That's actually hilarious. I wish I
love
was
that.
a fly on the wall for that conversation.
Like they just go in the other room and they're like, no, dude, I'm not moving that.
Yeah.
And the other one's like, I'm not touching it either.
I'm
We're
not
like,
doing that.
this is kind of part of your job. Like, what are we supposed to tell them? Like, we're supposed to be grown adults. Why are we touching the dolls? I'm not touching the dolls. Like, I can hear it in my head.
I guess so.
Like, I can hear it.
I liked your bit.
I'm going to write a whole script out.
Alina's next book is just the
Just
movers
their
conversation about the dolls.
Now, on my search to understand more, I came across a group on Facebook that is specifically for dolls and doll collecting.
Oh, shit.
I just want to say that those guys are on it and very good at what they do. As soon as I post, shout out to that group.
Hey, group.
As soon as I posted the dolls, people went crazy and I had multiple offers in my inbox. Apparently, these things are worth something besides just nightmares. From what I could gather, the dolls inside are considered penny dolls. During World War II, soldiers would buy them for their children and bring them home to the U.S. They are rare and very sought after by doll lovers and collectors. The dolls likely have real human hair.
No, thank you.
I don't want to know where they got the hair and hope to never find out, given what was going on in the world during that time. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, no, thank you.
You can tell by looking at them that someone took great care to make the dolls as detailed as possible. Maybe the person who, I don't know, hid them in the walls, still very sus, knew they were valuable and wanted to preserve them and keep them away from the sunlight.
Or maybe they were fucking terrified of them.
Yeah.
But if I was so scared of something, I don't think I'd put it in my wall.
No.
Yeah.
So it can just like breed contempt for me in there? I don't want that.
Breed contempt.
I don't want
you
that.
You are a writer.
I do not want that.
I feel like it was a practical joke.
I feel like they are haunted. Maybe the original owner tried to get rid of them, but each time they threw them away, they reappeared on the person's doorstep, like that creepy Ouija board in that one listener's tale.
I hate that.
I think that's what happened. So they put them in the wall. I'm not sure what the doll's origin story is, but I think we can all agree that hiding them in your wall is a bit strange.
I think it's funny.
I think it's kind of funny.
I think it's a practical joke.
I think they were blessed because they were haunted and probably ruining the original owner's life. And they were told to put it in the wall so that they would never be found.
Probably.
And disturbed. And now they've been disturbed.
I feel like if you didn't want them to be disturbed, though, you'd like bury them in the backyard.
But that's hard because there's a lot of them and it's big. Putting them in a wall is just like, whoop.
Putting something in a wall is like tough, though. You got to like cut the wall open.
Well, that's the other thing. That's a lot. That's why a practical joke is, that's a pretty intense practical joke.
I will commit to a practical joke.
Samesies, but how many people will do that?
Poll.
You know?
How many?
Let's see. Would you open your wall as a practical joke?
I just thought of Jasper on TikTok when she's like,
Who wants buffalo chicken wings? Raise your hand.
What was the first one? If you want, was it mozzarella sticks or something?
yeah, I think it was.
He says,
You want mozzarella
raise
sticks?
your hand.
Buffalo chicken fingers.
My dad gave these dolls to me when I was around 18, and I'm 25 now. I live with my husband, cat, and dog Luna. Pictures attached. I heard you guys were into that kind of thing. We love it.
We love animals.
The dolls hang out in my basement because my husband is thoroughly freaked out by them, despite my attempts to reassure him. I would love to display them somewhere as a conversation piece, but that's unlikely to ever happen. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to make them into a coffee table with the plexiglass being the top of it. That's a conversation.
That is such a good idea.
Do it.
That's
Tell your husband
like,
we sent you.
It's two things. It's such a good idea, and it's also something that like a weird couple would propose to do on flea market flip.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Side note, I used to be super afraid of dolls when I was younger. I blame this on my aunt, who decided to place her super realistic toddler doll in her hallway with a knife in its hand when I was a child. Yeah, that's her fault. That's her fault.
We'll fight her if you want.
That's her fault.
We can fight her.
Yeah, a real knife from her kitchen. She got a kick out of that. Thankfully, I'm now a huge horror fan and love everything spooky and scary. And funny enough, I fucking love dolls now.
Really?
The only thing that can truly terrify me are giants. And I am betting and pray whoever will fucking listen that they are not real. I also don't like giant things.
She doesn't like giants. You don't like giant things.
Or giants. Like, I don't want those.
Ogres, sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the earth giants
From Frozen?
Frozen.
Yeah.
That would scare the shit out of me.
Yeah, that would be fucked up.
I don't like that at all.
Well, they could just like squish you.
Yeah, I don't like it. I can pretty much handle anything scary, but when it comes to giants, a line is crossed. And if they ever do turn out to be real, I will exit this life before things get too spicy. Just kidding.
I like how niche that is.
Anyway, I will keep these dolls probably forever. All jokes aside, the history and craftsmanship are incredible. I know I sound like a huge weirdo, but hey, we all have our things. You're not weird.
Yeah.
Now that I've given you some spookies, I need to give you some giggles. I also included a photo of my Princess Diana Rip doll that my mother got me for a few years ago. I was convinced for years that I was related to her and that she would rescue me to be a princess with her. I love that for you.
I do too.
Then I found out that she was very dead and that I was not a princess. Anyways, my husband has convinced me that this is not... Wait.
It's not Princess Diana. It's Owen Wilson wearing a dress. He's not wrong.
You might be right. He might be right. Can I get a wow? In your best Owen Wilson voice.
I don't know.
Wow.
Is that good? Randomly the other night we were at a hotel and I woke up at 3 a.m. to Owen Wilson on the TV and I was like, what the fuck is this? And then I saw J-Lo and I was like, what? Hello?
Am I listening?
They were in like a weird movie together recently.
Really?
Yeah, she's like a pop star and she's like dating I think she's dating Bad Bunny.
I think I saw
Bad
clips of
Bunny.
this and it
It's
looked
awful.
insane.
I woke up at 3 a.m. and I was just like,
That's a fever dream.
I
is
watched
what
like
that is.
I watched like 15 minutes of it.
Oh my god, you showed me little Luna, aka Luna Tuna.
Luna Tuna.
I'm obsessed with Luna Tuna.
Oh, you guys are cute.
You guys are adorable. Give me Luna Tuna
Yeah.
immediately.
Wait, also, you have to put those in your wall when when like the time is nigh.
Luna Tuna?
No.
Just kidding.
No.
The dolls, yes.
Put the
you
dolls
do.
in your wall, like if you know you're gonna make an exit from the
Put the
coil
dolls
when you're like
in your walls.
I hit my microphone. Not anytime soon, but like when
Yeah.
you know you're gonna when you're like 98.
Yeah, like when you feel like you're about to shuffle off this mortal coil, just
Yeah.
shove them in your walls.
Just do a quick home project.
Yeah, just call a
Project.
quick contractor, but do it early.
Just call them up and say, I got a job for you.
I need you to hide these dolls in my walls.
I found these dolls in the wall what my dad did when I was a girl. And
Develop an accent, okay, before you do this.
workshop it, okay?
Yeah, you'll get there.
You got it.
You have time.
Okay.
Luna Tuna for life.
Luna Tuna.
Luna Tuna.
I don't know why I sang it, but I did.
You sing lots of things. I like it.
It's true, I do.
It's true, I do.
It's true.
That sounds like a
I
Nana
do.
Bob song.
Oh,
From
look,
The
listen.
Rewatcher.
Go listen to the rewatcher. This one is Listener Tales. Predicting death is my sixth sense.
Oh, fuck yeah. Let's go.
Yeah. It says, hi, Deb. Oh, you too, Ash and Elena.
Oh, hey.
I love you, weirdos, and hope you read this on the pod. Well,
We
here
will.
we are. It is a terrifying yet interesting experience, and I haven't heard a listener tell like it, so I hope it stands out.
Ooh.
To sweeten the deal, there's a picture of a puppy and a baby.
You guys know. You guys just know.
Included is a 14-point double-spaced potiphar. And this is actually my second time submitting because I sent it to the wrong email. I really want to
Hell
know
yeah.
who got that email.
I also want to know that.
Reading time is approximately 15 minutes and 15 seconds, but not unlike two weirdos I know, I stumble on words a lot.
Damn.
Yeah, it do be us. And this is from Millie.
Millie.
The biggest and most vivacious hello to Ash, Elena, and Deb. My name
Vivacious,
Vivacious. My name is Millie. Use it, bitch.
I will. Millie.
See attached a photo of moi simply because when I read, I always love a face for context. She's gorgeous.
Millie.
So pretty.
You, that face card, girl.
Fuck it up. Fuck it up.
Damn.
The mug never declines.
Millie.
I know what you're thinking. Are you a 5'11" thick indigenous woman with a bodacious booty?
That's
Yes.
literally what I was thinking.
Yes, I am.
Thank you for answering that.
It's giving everything.
It's giving all the things I need.
I love it. I am a relatively new listener who started her morbid journey in August of 2022.
Ooh, look at
However,
you.
I'm quickly catching up to all of the episodes. I started at the most recent and I'm working my way backwards, which is apparently not what the normal is, but you know what it is? It's what we suggest. And we
Yes.
actually suggest that you stop at a certain point and never listen to the early ones.
Yes. In fact,
Thank you.
we were talking about this the other day. That's
Yeah.
actually really funny.
Yeah.
That we were like, whenever somebody says they're new to the pod, we're like, are you starting from the beginning?
Did you
'Cause we're
listen
like,
to the first
are you still
episode?"
here? Like, go from newest to oldest so you can appreciate us
Yeah.
later.
I still go
Earlier.
off on a tangent, obviously, but the tangents that my ass would go off on, it was a different time. I think I was like 22 when we started
You were
this?
young.
Yeah, I was so fucking annoying.
You were young and
I'm still pretty annoying, but I own it.
I was annoying then too. And I'm still annoying.
Let's be annoying together.
Forever.
Forever.
Ooh, that was a good one.
It was.
Mm.
We didn't cheers, never mind. I was going to say,
No.
did we make eye contact?
But we did.
But we did.
Either we went
Why did I forget instantly?
immediately.
Are you a witch? Are you a witch?
Are you a witch?
Are you a wizard, Harry? Oh, God. All right.
Oh god,
You're doing
we
it the
don't
right
go
way.
on tangents anymore.
We never go on tangents. Everyone's like, this has been 6 hours long. All right, back to Millie's tale.
Millie.
Okay, we're back.
We're back.
So work your way backwards and stop at a certain point.
Yeah.
However, I'm the farthest.
I'm the farthest in the fjord. I'm in the fjord. I'm farthest.
Don't start with the fjord because then I'll go on a tangent to Conan.
Uh-oh.
He has a song. However, I'm the farthest thing away from normal, so it's incredibly fitting. I'm an English major, so if there are any grammatical errors, feel free to call my ass out.
I'll call the police.
Whoa, it escalated. Before we get into the gushing, I want to give a well-deserved shout out to the divine individual who started my unhealthy obsession. Your now second biggest fan, Ashley Little.
Ashley Little.
She's like me, but little. I know you two love the art of making others defecate themselves, so please
Yup.
use her full name because she will take a monstrous giddy dump in her jeans.
Ashley Little.
Ashley just took a dump. This is her photo.
This is her photo. Oh, Ashley, you're adorable.
She's gorge. She's big gorge.
Yeah.
Okay, gushing time. I absolutely adore you two.
I
And I
adore
hate
you.
people, so that says a lot.
Oh my
We
god,
love
you are my people.
And we hate people too.
Yeah.
You've made your way into being a daily part of my life, and when I'm driving to and from work and listen to you on my hour-long commute, it feels like I have the two coolest bitches behind me in the backseat. Bitch! Thank you. Who are constantly almost responsible for my untimely demise as I find myself repeatedly swerving after a laughing fit.
Or nor.
One time you made me laugh so hard when talking about dick cheese that I snotted all over myself and almost died running off the road trying to find a Kleenex. Don't do that, you two say. But if my end includes snot running down my face and tears in my eyes from hysterical laughter about dick cheese, that sounds like a good way to go.
Who are we?
Crazy.
Who are we?
We're just
What do
literally
we talk about?
We're literally so random. Segueing into
Oh,
the
man.
tale with death. This is about a few, yet far too many times that I have predicted death. This is
Ooh.
cray. By the way, I'm already sporting doo-doo drawers, and I don't even know if you read this on the pod yet. So if I hear you reading this, then my pants are already off and on fire.
I love it.
I live in a very rural town in New Brunswick, Canada. I'm talking I graduated with 12 people rural.
Holy shit.
I thought other people's schools were
Yeah.
small, damn. However, to begin this story, we set the scene in the big city of Brampton, Ontario. Brampton is about a half hour from Toronto and is way too big for my liking. I graced the lives of my parents by making my glorious entrance into this hellhole we call the world on April 4th, 2000. That's right, Ash. I'm an Aries sun and moon, and my rising is Capricorn. I see you, Elena.
Oh, hell yeah.
Double Aries, you are fiery as fuck.
I married an Aries. So.
And Capricorn, even though Capricorn is an earth sign, I feel like they're like pretty scrappy.
yeah.
You're probably scrappy.
Yeah, you're scrappy as fuck.
And I love that about you.
Yeah.
I get along really well with Aries and
Yeah.
Capricorn.
Same.
Yeah, mom and dad, John and Elena.
Yeah.
So make your own most likely accurate assumptions. I did.
We did.
My parents divorced a few years after my birth, just in 2004. But don't be sorry, it was for the best. This is hilarious. My dad found himself in the awkward situation of accidentally falling into women's vaginas, and my mother was tired of his quote-unquote slip-ups.
It's quote unquote slip-ups.
Fast forward to 2006.
That's a great way to describe
I love that.
That's somebody who has healed.
Yeah, you've healed. Fast forward to 2006. I'm 6 years old, and my dad's living in Brampton with another woman, who I'm glad to say he's no longer with. She was a very angry Italian woman who was a bit hard on the noggin. Or maybe she wasn't angry and she just spoke in a perpetual scream. I'm not
Whoa.
really sure.
That's a lot.
I was playing with Polly Pockets alone in my room. Ash gets it.
Hell
when I
yeah.
had a feeling. It made me stop and pause, with every strand of hair on my little body standing straight in the air as if I were hanging upside down. This feeling and the facial expression I would have worn is comparable. I don't know why I said it like that. Comparable to someone who horrifically realized that their fart had not, in fact, been a fart. I can't quite describe the feeling, but it was as if 1,000 Dementors had entered the room, surrounded me, and then simultaneously began sucking my soul out of my body. They are the worst part of prison, you know. Michael Scott. Did you get that?
They are. That's Prison Mike.
I don't watch The Office. Don't yell at me.
You gotta watch it, man.
Maybe.
Prison Mike.
I don't have a vision. I didn't have a vision, more like an awareness that my great-grandfather, who was in perfect health, was going to die.
Oh,
I walked around with this weight for the entire day,
a
asking...
6-year-old.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's like one of your babes.
oh.
Asking my dad if he had been talking to Grandpa. He said no, that he hadn't that day, but he just spoke with him the week before, and he asked why I was wondering. No reason, I replied, kicking my feet together and avoiding eye contact. I was just wondering. This feeling, I remember, was not one I wanted to share, and it kept me up most of the night. I laid in bed until sleep found me in the early hours of the morning, and I arose to my dad, standing at my door, looking forlorn and also suspicious. Grandpa passed away last night, he said hesitantly. His tone was a mix of grief and suspicion. Did this man think my small, fragile, and incapable body could walk a 2-hour drive in the middle of the night and somehow unalive my grandfather?
Like, come on.
I remember being heartbroken, not only because I had lost someone important to me, my first encounter with death as well, but because I also felt responsible. I knew it was going to happen, but I said nothing, because as a child, my thoughts, feelings, and intuitions were typically dismissed.
Oh,
Relatable.
that makes me sad for you.
I know. The memory stuck with me for a while until it began to fade as the years went on. I had forgotten about the feeling and what it felt like. I resumed my life and paid it no mind until I was 14. I had my laptop going with karaoke songs as I was home alone and aspired to be a famous singer at the time.
Hell yeah.
Typically speaking, though, in order to be famous, you have to be, like, good at singing, which I was not.
I mean, do you?
It's subjective.
It's 2025 now.
Yeah, you don't really have to be good at much anymore. Think the demon cat from Pet Sematary being shook around and then thrown at a wall.
Love that.
That's the most accurate description of my singing voice, even to this day. Right in the middle of the ear-piercing belt of the chorus to Rolling in the Deep, it stopped. I stopped.
My God.
Wait, I took a vocal class once and it was Rolling in the Deep, and I thought I slayed that shit. And then I got home and I recorded myself, and I never went back to voice acting and voice lessons again. I said, Teacher Jamie,
You said I did not roll in the
I'm
deep.
sorry. I said auto-tune would never help this. So I stopped. It reminded me of Raven from That's So Raven when she'd get a vision. Like that.
I'm gonna do like the zoom in.
The same, yeah, and it would always go, wham! The same feeling I had ejected from my homunculus? Homunculus?
Yeah.
Homunculus? I don't
Yeah.
know. Had
You're
returned
right.
with a vengeance, with one major difference, the person it surrounded. This time it was my grandmother on my mom's side, Ruby, who I would later name my daughter after.
Ruby.
And this is Ruby, and she's so fucking cute. The pigtails.
You get the fuck out of here
I
with
can't.
that kid.
I can't.
That's a cute ass kid.
I can't.
Ruby.
I can't.
Oh,
She's so fucking
I
cute.
love her.
I know. And look, she's kind of like judging whoever she's looking at.
She's
She's like,
She's got like that eyebrow action. Like,
her mom is a double Aries.
unimpressed.
Well,
Good for her.
grandmother Ruby was this reminds me of this lady Judy I used to live with, who I fucking loved so much.
Grandmother Ruby.
Yeah. She was a kind woman who would always be found drinking Diet Pepsi from a vintage floral glass and watching Judge Judy.
Get it.
Well, she'd have it on the TV, but she'd be talking so much through it that you could not understand what was happening.
Love that.
And then she'd look at anyone with her and go, "What's happening?" I regret not spending much time with her in my teen years, as I was caught up in school, sports, boys, and video games. And unfortunately did not classify seeing my grandparents as fun. So when I had this feeling, I panicked. I wanted to call my mom and tell her, but then how would she see me if Ruby did die? Would she see me as in a different light, a freak possessed by the devil?
Aw.
Damn overly religious white women. I decided to
True.
let it go and hope that I wasn't right. But that night at 3 a.m., my grandmother was taken by ambulance and passed in the hospital.
Oh, Ruby.
I know, I'm sorry. I went home and looked in the mirror like someone in a movie, not even sure of who I was seeing. I screamed, "What the fuck?" Which was a big deal because I didn't say a single swear word until I was 17.
Whoa.
And I've progressed so much now that I'm convinced my child will think her name is fuck. I love how
I
you're
feel
right.
that so hard.
The feeling of confusion, dread, and fear enveloped my body like a spiky blanket.
I like a spicy blanket.
I like them both.
Personally.
I still refuse to share my curse with anyone, and again, it went dormant for years to come. 2018 is when it returned, yet again. My ex-boyfriend, we ended on good terms, don't worry.
Oh, good.
I love that because we never hear that.
I know.
Rarely. My ex-boyfriend and I were living in our first apartment. I was in my first year of university, and I was sat at my makeup station one morning, putting on some semblance of a falsified, excited face for the day. Being in university, I needed all the help I could get with the bags under my eyes and permanent look of depression that encapsulated my face. Then, spoiler alert, it hit. The feeling. Though this time would be slightly different from the previous two. This time, it wasn't someone that was directly related to me. It was my boyfriend's grandfather.
Huh.
The other difference was how quickly it happened. The other two times were at least a 12-hour span between the feeling and death. This time, I had the feeling, cooked in it for about 5 minutes, and then my boyfriend called me.
Whoa.
My heart fucking sank. He said, Papa didn't wake up from his sleep this morning.
Oh.
I had to force myself to pretend to act shocked. Though it was earlier than expected, I still knew it was coming. Is he dead? I asked with a fake surprise. No, I think it's just diabetic coma. He'll probably be fine, he answered. First of all, who the fuck calls someone and says, so-and-so didn't wake up from their sleep? Just being like casually, they're fine though.
He'll probably be fine.
Like what?
It's probably fine.
That's not how you tell someone that.
And also, like, probably just a diabetic coma. It's like, oh, just that little thing.
Oh,
Okay.
you know.
Yeah.
Anyways, I didn't dare tell him what I knew, and I was also hoping that I was going to be wrong this time. His grandfather was a pure and kind soul. He was in his late 80s, still chopping wood, cooking, dancing, and living his life. We'd go over all the time and play skip bow, and he'd get so zoned out we'd have to yell his name 30 times to snap him out of it. Oh, my turn! He'd shout.
Oh my God, I love him.
That's so sweet. I drove to the hospital to meet with them, and we went to the room he was in. Once the family was rounded up, the doctor came over and broke the news. He had a brain bleed. He said, more forcefully than I would have liked.
Well, that happens a lot.
Yeah, it's very clinical.
Yeah.
He's being kept alive by the machines, but once we unhook him, I don't expect him to live long after. I felt helpless. So many loved ones I knew would die, and I could do nothing but sit back and wait.
That must be so hard.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
Nothing I could have done could have prevented these deaths, yet I was burdened with the knowledge of the inevitable.
That's exactly what it is. That's a burden.
Yeah, it is a burden.
Yeah.
These first 3 death predictions would soon prove themselves to be the easiest that I would have to encounter. I had eventually split from my ex and was living the single life. We were together since I was 14, and I was now 20 and lost. No sense of an identity, an introvert with one friend, and my time was mostly taken up by school and work. I felt confused as to the next steps to take. Then a guy messaged me on Facebook. To protect his identity, since his name is incredibly unique, we'll call him Fred.
Fred.
It reminds me of, hey, it's Fred. Remember that guy?
Yeah.
Fred started chatting with me and flirting, but in a kind, genuine, and respectful way. I learned he was from India and he was here for school. He was incredibly gifted with humor, intelligence, perseverance, and sheer willpower.
Fred.
He went to the same university as I did, and we hit it off right away. However, just as friends, as I was not ready for another relationship. We spent time together, and I learned how fascinating of a human he was. He was in boarding school in India and was in a gang in his teen years. He survived being stabbed and got out of that place in his life. His family also owned a tiger. A tiger. His name was Timothy.
Like a whole ass tiger.
A tiger
Timothy
named
the tiger?
Timothy. Yeah.
Holy shit.
They rescued and rehabilitated him. How
Oh my
much
God.
cooler can he get?
Not much.
He was always very kind, and I enjoyed the time we spent together. We were inseparable friends for a few months. When he moved here, he turned his life around, got heavy into the gym, and then excelled even more at academics. He got a motorcycle.
You got a motorcycle?
He got a motorcycle.
I love
It's
those.
A little bit different than a
You
motorcycle.
ever been on a motorcycle?
You know?
Take you for a ride of your life.
It's crazy. He got a motorcycle and would venture around on it all the time. He was also an incredibly talented painter. He cracked jokes that would make me laugh so hard I cried. He said all the strange Indian men that have probably messaged you before, and yet I had the charm to get your attention. However, his tale would end like the rest. One day, I was sitting in my room alone, thoughts to myself, when it came. The feeling, the dread. No, I screamed to whatever it was. Not him. It horrified me. I was so scared and helpless. And that's when Fred messaged me and told me he was going cliff jumping with his friend.
Oh.
This will eat me alive forever. But I said, okay, be safe. I thought once again, fate would change. He was going with someone, which meant that he would be safe. I thought I was just in my head about this one. He's 23. There's no way anything could happen to him. You're indestructible when you're 23, right? Wrong. The next day, I woke up and I realized I hadn't heard from him. No text, no call since 3 p.m. the previous day. I called, no answer. I texted. I called again. That's when I messaged the friends that he was with. Can you meet me? She asked. I agreed, and she broke the news. Oh. His death was classified as a drowning. She said he hit the water and started flailing. She ran down to the bottom and tried to bring him in, but he was panicking and was bringing her down into the water. She got back up on land and turned to grab him once more, but there was no sight of him. He was gone. My prediction is the force he picked up on his way down threw him deeper into the water than he had the breath for, and he started inhaling before he reached the surface and never made it out. Oh, that's brutal.
That's awful.
I didn't sleep or eat for weeks, months even. I lost a concerning amount of weight. I could have stopped him, but I didn't believe my gut. I blamed his death on myself ever since.
No.
It's not your fault. And you don't want to mess with fate, you know?
Yeah, and it's hard to believe that you know when these things are happening. So you're probably second guessing it.
Exactly. I would stay up at night crying and apologizing to him. Someone with so much light, so much potential and purpose, gone. That is, until I went to a medium, and she assured me that my gift was not just in my head. And even if I begged him not to go, he still would have went. That helped a little bit.
Yeah.
The last prediction was the strangest and most haunting of them all. Trigger warning for suicide here. I was at work. I'm a waitress, and I work in a small chain restaurant just in Atlantic Canada. The place was dead, and I was wandering around searching for things to do when I got the feeling. But it wasn't just a feeling this time. It was a vision, too. I got this overwhelming, all-encompassing sense of sorrow, depression, and hopelessness. Ooh. I was in a first-person perspective and went into my room, though, similar to how dreams work. It wasn't actually my room in reality, but in this vision it was mine, and I locked the door. I then grabbed gasoline, poured it on myself, and lit myself on fire.
Holy shit.
But I wasn't anyone I knew, which was the strangest thing. I had thought it was weird and definitely concerning, but it wasn't anyone I was familiar with. Each one of my previous womp feelings, I knew the person I was referring to. I shook it off. The next day, I was on social media and read something on the news. At the exact same time I had a vision, a young guy a few towns over went into his room, locked the door, poured gas on himself, and set himself on fire. He did not survive.
Shit.
I have chills all over my arm. I was in shock. I didn't know him, and this was also completely different from my other experiences. I felt so afraid for so long these would keep happening, but that was a few years ago, and they seem to have stopped. I'd like to think that they're gone forever, but I refuse to let my guard down, because that's when death will sneak up on me, like a fox with an unsuspecting squirrel. So until then, death, but I'll be waiting for you. Thank you, ladies, for reading my tale if you did. And if this is on the podcast, I will never shut up about it. I hope you ladies enjoy the rest of your day, week, month, life, year, etc. And I can't wait to continue to keep up with your journeys and see where life takes you. Thanks.
Aww.
Elena, I read your book and I absolutely adored it.
Thank you.
I took a hiatus from casual reading after life got incredibly busy. This is the best compliment. And your book brought me back to the bookworm I used to be.
Oh, that's literally my favorite compliment ever.
So thank you for that. And I cannot wait for the second one.
Hell yeah.
Ash, that's me. I'm anxiously waiting for the pictures of your and Drew's wedding day, and I'm so happy you have such a beautiful human to love and to love you, because you both deserve that and more.
Drew is a beautiful
Thank
human.
you. He's the most beautiful human I know.
He's so lovely.
It's ridiculous. I don't know how I got him.
We love a Drew here.
I love him so much. I just want to punch him.
Just
With love.
right in the kisser.
Ugh. Until then, keep it weird. But maybe not this weird. Millie. But here's a picture of my dog Stanley, because why not?
Stanley!
He's just like,
Oh my god, I'm obsessed with Stanley.
I love him so
He
much.
was doing like the Meg the Stallion.
Yeah.
The,
Good job. I'm
See?
so proud of you.
Look at me, I'm learning things.
Oh my goodness,
Millie,
you
that was a
guys.
fucking harrowing tale.
haunting.
Like harrowing.
But you wrote it so well that it was fascinating.
These were so good.
I just burped again.
These were so good.
They were so good.
I have tacos.
I have slaw and
Chichen.
And chicken.
Chichen.
This was amazing.
This was so much fun. I feel like this is the most fun I've had on
yeah, this was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think we're getting more comfortable being on camera. Definitely.
We are.
I'm not going to do it that much more, but
No, we're going to keep it like this.
yeah. I said, don't get your hopes up.
Don't get your hopes up.
Don't. But we'll do listener tales.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll do listener
We'll keep
tales.
doing that.
We'll do it.
And until then,
We hope you keep listening.
and we hope you
keep
it
weird. but not so weird that you predict death. Definitely keep it. I mean, keep it that weird. It's kind of interesting. Definitely keep it so weird that you cut a hole in your wall and you had some creepy ass dolls in there.
Hell yeah.
I have to open the rest because I don't have a memory due to 15 years of my life. Oh, keep it so weird that as a ghost you shove peaches up people's
Yes.
noses.
Yep.
Don't keep it so weird that your dog gets possessed, but that wasn't your fault, obviously. Keep it so weird that you run a nonprofit for dogs, though.
Yes,
That's
keep it
fucking
that weird.
absolutely incredible.
Yes.
And I think I got all of them.
Yeah, just keep it weird.
Keep it the weirdest.
So weird.
Bada boo! See you next Monday, you buttheads.